Welcome to a new video on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I saw it on the Game Pass and thought maybe it could be good videos. I don't quite know. Text box. Okay, vibrations, screen shake. Okay, so... Okay, 1080p. Let's get into it, I guess. Play the game. Episode 1, the first Turnabout. Now, I have no idea what this game is about. So, we'll find out together. Gasp, gasp. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47, District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right? Oh, dang. Okay, hi. Oh, hi, Chief. Phew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks? Well, actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life. Everything. It's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? Nick? Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. So, I just called him Larry, but the name tag says Butts. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Oh, God. Who? Who took her away from me? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gonna tell me who took my baby away? They're responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first client is a fairly simple one. First case, my bad. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when someone smells, it's usually the butts. Okay. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. but I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to assure your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp, shaking, hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and consciously. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name. Phew. I know this one. Glad I read the case report over to cover so many times. Cover to cover. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix? Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim's name? Of course, I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim name is listed in the court record. Just press the tab to check it anytime, okay? Check it often. Do me a favor, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who's the victim? Cindy. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me what's the cause of death. She died because she was... blunt trauma. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem more relaxed, Miss Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor? As Miss Wright told us, the victim was struck by a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what the object was? It was a statue of the thinker. It was found laying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to the evidence added during the trial. The evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the tab to check. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. Mr. Butts. Okay, so no one would believe I was a no one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. It's rather heavy, the thinker. Loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You didn't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. I just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Oh, God! He's stupid. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7/3, the day before the murder. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, other men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? Objection. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? His motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you or did you not? Yeah, heh. Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Oh, he went. What do I do? Stop him from answering? I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog. Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember. Well then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this. We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene. It's that motherfucker that actually did it. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its a witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, witness was selling newspapers to the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. See with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw the day of the murder. Witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her laying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I coiled in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting. Wait a minute. Time of death? He said 1 p.m. The time of death was until 4 p.m. 4 to 5. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sweet used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. It was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honor? You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. Huh? What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence in hand. There's bound to be a contraction in it. Yeah, he said it was 1 p.m. when he found the body. The cause of death wasn't until between 4 and 5. So, first, between the court record and the witness testimony. Then, once you found the counter evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. With the tab, and then point out in the testimony. So, cross-examination. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought it must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Okay. Blunt trauma. The storm of the building was out from noon to 6. Victim arrived home the day before the murder. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. And I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I found the public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1. I doubt they're sitting over there. That's all of it. There must be in there somewhere. Examine the court records with a tab. If something strikes you, then find the evidence that contracts his head and present it to the court. Yeah, it's right. Objection. The evidence clearly reveals that, Your Honor. How exactly? They aren't, are they? Okay. Okay. I don't think we want any. Okay, so we have here that the phone wasn't working. Okay. You found the body at 1 p.m.? You sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find it hard to believe. Your statement clearly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivia. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find it hard to believe. Mr. Showit, why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See, they're one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? The time of discovery. You see, when I found that body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. But there's no power! That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. You're stupid! I see you heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross. Hell yeah, I will. Right? You know what to do. I've got this one. Hell yeah, I do. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying it was probably coming from the television. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this report proves it. You're stupid. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah, even if it was 1 p.m. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Showit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Showit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Showit. Let's hear your testimony. One more, please. Hearing the time. Okay, let's see what he's got to say. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment. What the fuck's a table clock? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it. It's just not a table clock. It must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. A table clock? Nobody uses table clocks anymore. The defense may cross gladly. Actually, I didn't hear it. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, a murder weapon. Objection! Wait just a moment. I'm tangled. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objection and your evidence. Who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Showit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So their murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witnesses This is a clock. Do you have a problem with this testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there's a gaping hole in the witness testimony. There's no way he could have known the weapon was a clock. Is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That wasn't the sound you heard. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Schwitt, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandably, since the murder weapon spoke to you as you hit the victim, that voice was burnt into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? You just look at the witness's face. Rah, rah, rah. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never, look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, Ned, go, ah! Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should be burned, give him death. He just threw his toupee at me. That's gross. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim that the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Schwitt heard was definitely this clock. In fact, a fact which is clear if you simply... Not the batteries. The batteries have nothing to do with it. They were doing... Oh, here. That's on the clock now. Here in this courtroom, Your Honor. May I have the clock? I think it's 8:25. Apparently has a strange way to announce the time. Well, he's the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's a 3-hour difference. As you can see, this clock is certainly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Schwitt heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Schwitt, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, how do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the crucial evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends Mr. Frank. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slimes. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. I can do about it now. So I lost? Not so fast. I mean, Chief, listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock goes slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But it doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right. Right. Can you think of a reason as why the clock would be 3 hours slow? I can try. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Fine, I'll let him have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you said the clock is already run slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that proves. Tough words. Let's see you pulled this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves. How do I Blake? Gotta do something with a passport, right? Is Paris 3 hours slow? No, Paris can't be 3 hours slow. It's got nothing to do with this. We already used that and that. I'm guessing we gotta do something with this? Evidence has just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between there and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. there, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Schwitt, or should I say Mr. Did It? Oh shit! Okay, I just... What the fuck? Order, I say. What just happened to Mr. Schwitt? Well, this case has certainly turned out different than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Yes! We did it! And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house that day. When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Schwitt let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Schwitt grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 232, District Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew, I still can't believe we won. Right? Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial ended on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is... What the fuck? Larry? You're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad, 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 bad. Larry, you're innocent. This case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. She was never mind. Congratulations. Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headliners now. Harry Buzz, innocent. I owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. I don't want the fucking statue. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to cry? Larry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, Soki. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Wasn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What is she talking about? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her, huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am, thanks. Hope that made it feel a little better. Oh God, what do you want, Mia? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry. Oh, God. You were just saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. Right, sometime, maybe. Over drinks? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave me, huh?" I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. Oh God, what would Nick do now? And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. That was episode 1. So, I hope you guys liked it. I'm liking this game. This game seems funny. It's not too... You know, it makes you think a little bit, but not, you know, overthinking where because you have the evidence. You know, I think they did a good job where you are the lawyer. Good. I hope you guys like, subscribe, ding dong that bell. I post. Hopefully be posting on the regular. But thank you, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.